I'm now looking at taking this to a much wider audience. Now I want to do it in a much more organized and structured and professional manner.
Could you please give us a brief overview about your journey through cancer? Because 17 years ago, when you were at the peak of your corporate career, you had been diagnosed. So could you walk us a little bit through what happened then?
Yeah, so I think my cancer journey can be split up into 2 or 3 segments, right? The first was the early segment where I had never had any serious illness before. And I was suddenly diagnosed with colon cancer, right? And I had to go through surgery very quickly. The surgery was successful, but interestingly, I was living in the UK at the time, and based upon the statistics, the doctors there gave me the choice of whether I should take chemo or not take chemo. They did not mandate it, they asked me to choose.
Okay.
And when I looked at the statistics and talked to a few people, I realized that the difference between taking chemo and not taking chemo was so marginal that I didn't want to put my body through the chemo.
Okay.
So I chose not to take it.
Okay.
In a way, that was the very early periods of my cancer experience. The second stage was when, after deciding not to take chemo, now the question is, what do I do? How do I keep myself in good health? And the doctor said, well, go away, lead a normal life, hope and pray that it doesn't come back. And to which I said, sorry doc, I'm not a hope and pray kind of guy. What can I do? And they didn't have any answers. So that second stage was really for Nilima and I to dive into all these holistic and integrated approaches and try everything. And from that trial, a kind of an approach began to emerge, which is what we'll talk about a little later. That's the second stage. The third stage is when we tried out that approach on me and on a few people who started coming to us and kind of formalized that approach. And during all this time I was still working, but after that, for a whole variety of reasons, I chose to give up that job and become a consultant instead. We came back to India from Hong Kong.
Okay.
And we then started offering this as a service to individuals in a small way.
Okay.
And we did that for some years.
Okay.
With good success. We wrote our book, we started our blog, we did various initiatives. And the current stage is one where I'm now looking at taking this to a much wider audience than I've been able to do so far. Right? Where we've been working with occasional, the odd individual here and there. Now I want to do it in a much more organized and structured and professional manner. So I would say that my cancer journey has gone through these 4 or 5 different stages over the last 16 years.